Hello, today we're going to talk about the AIMS analysis. But before we get started, I'd like to give you a quick overview of the website. And so we have this 2x2 matrix, which contains the elements of the analysis, attributes, impact, market, and strategy. And then we have an area where we define what these elements are. And then we have an area where we actually apply the matrix. It's a very simple matrix, but it's a very powerful matrix, similar to SWOT. And so we have an area that discusses the attributes, the demographic profile, the psychographic profile of the customers, where they are in the physical world, where the customers are in the digital world, and then finally how we develop this marketing strategy. And so, by the way, my name is Herman Garner. I'm a small business consultant and a marketing expert. And so I created this tool to give companies and individuals a system to think through the marketing process and ultimately develop a strategic marketing plan that is aimed at a specific target market. The shotgun approach is no longer valid, and it's too expensive, and it doesn't work in a modern competitive marketplace. And so AIMS is an acronym for attributes, impact, market, and strategy. Attributes, impact, market, and strategy. Now, this is a structured planning method that evaluates those four elements of a project or business venture. Now, an AIMS analysis, and it's important to understand this, an AIMS analysis can be carried out for a company, a product, a place, an industry, or a person. And so, if you're, say, a producer and you're trying to evaluate or decide how to market a particular act or group or an individual you have, you can use this test. And so, let's get right down to defining what these terms mean. An attribute is really a benefit. And so, what are the benefits of the product or service that you're selling? And at any given moment, you should be able to define what the benefits are because the benefits are the nucleus. They're everything that you include in the advertising campaign. Now, the only campaigns, at least that I'm aware of, that include disadvantages are campaigns by drug makers. And that's because the Food and Drug Administration mandates that they disclose some disadvantages of the product. Impact. What is impact? Impact is determining who cares about the benefits, and that'll become more clear when we apply some examples to it. But we want to uncover the demographic profile and psychographic profile of the people who care about the benefits of your product or service. And then market. We want to know where your customers are in the physical world, where they are in the digital world, and what kind of content they are consuming. And once you have the attributes, the impact, the market, you should be able to develop a strategy that, again, is aimed at a specific market. Aim. And so let's look at an example. And I like to start off with this Botox. Botox example is really a simple example, but we want to talk about the attributes of a Botox or a Botox procedure. And so, what are the attributes? The attributes are that it is going to increase the youthfulness of the person receiving it, and let's assume that she's a woman. It's going to increase her beauty. It's going to make her feel more loved. It's going to improve her self-esteem, and it may even to some extent improve her health because it improves her mental health. And so those are just some attributes of the product. Again, this is a green light product, a green light analysis. And what that means is that you don't necessarily need to do this analysis until your organization has given you a go, or you as an individual have given yourself a go on marketing the product, because we're not talking about any of the disadvantages. And so, but back to the Botox. So let's look at the demographics of this person that is going to receive potential person who's going to receive a Botox procedure. Um, how old is she? And so, is she the homecoming queen at your high school? Probably not. And the reason why is because the homecoming queen already looks as beautiful as she'll probably ever look. That's because, she's young. And so, just in terms of age, this person is probably someone approaching middle age. And the gender, we've already decided is female because females have more pressure on them to become beautiful. Now, income, education, and occupation, these three things are linearly related. They're usually related. More education equals more income equals a better occupation. And these are kind of all pulled together. And then the location, obviously, this person may be someone who lives in a metropolis, a city, as opposed to someone who's maybe out in a rural area. Family status, and that could be either. And then race. We could look at research to determine who most likely would have a Botox procedure. And then what is the psychology? What is the psychological motivators? And so again, we looked at the psychological motivators are in this case very similar to the attributes. And so it's a person who wants to be loved. They want to be needed. Um, they want to be more beautiful. And then this is also a person who may be driven by and how does that play out? Maybe they're in a relationship. They want to be loved by their spouse. They're applying for a job. They want to look younger so that they don't encounter age discrimination. It could be any number of things. And so this is the psychographic profile of that person. And then now, where is this person who is receiving a Botox procedure? Are they at Family Dollar? Are they at J.C. Penney's? Are they at Saks Fifth Avenue? It's very important for us to understand where our customers are, because we certainly cannot market toward them if we don't know where they are. And I like this. If I can take a moment, if we were in a parking lot and this were the parking lot and these were the stores adjacent to the parking lot, and we were just kind of observing people going in and out of these stores, we would start to see that people who go to Family Dollar typically drive similar kinds of cars and wear similar kinds of clothes and probably live in a similar neighborhood. And people who go to J.C. Penney's, the same thing, a lot of similarities. And of course, people who go to Saks Fifth Avenue, there are also a lot of similarities in terms of their education, their income, their clothing, their vehicles. Now, what's also interesting is that people who shop at Family Dollar may shop at J.C. Penney's. And people who shop at JCPenney's may occasionally shop at Saks Fifth Avenue. But people who shop at Family Dollar will probably never even stop at Saks Fifth Avenue. They may not even know where it is, and vice versa. Saks Fifth Avenue shoppers may shop at JCPenney's but will never go to Family Dollar. This is important and when you develop the marketing campaign. Now, where are your customers in the digital world? And so we have tools, and this tool is by BI Intelligence, but we have tools that give us some information about who's on particular social media sites. In terms of their age and race and income and these other demographics. And so we need to know where they are because, again, we cannot create a marketing campaign. We cannot execute a marketing campaign, a deploy, unless we know where they are in the physical world and where they are in the digital world. And of course, we'll be able to make a determination about what kinds of content they are consuming. And so that's the key. Once we have these three elements, which we've discussed: the attributes of the product, the impact, who cares, what the benefits are, the market, where are they, we should be able to develop a strategic marketing plan aimed at a specific product. And so we if we had more time, we would go do this for the kerosene heater. And just quickly, kerosene heater, energy saver. And so our market wouldn't be Donald Trump. He doesn't care about the cost of heating his hotel room or his mansion on in New York. But it would be someone who's cost conscious, someone who has a concern about saving money. And the same thing with the minivan and then also the Red Bull. That basically concludes the presentation. If you like the presentation, please like this page, leave a comment. Again, my name is Herman Garner. I'm a small business consultant and a marketing expert. It's been an honor, and I look forward to talking with you soon. Bye bye.